Let's take a quick look at e-commerce inner packaging for protection. So just to recap on our layers of packaging, your cookies, your biscuits are going to go into a film, something that's airtight, moisture barrier, keeps your biscuits clean and safe. That's going to go into something nice, something visual that your customer is going to open up and go, "Ooh, lovely, I'll buy that and eat those." In my case, linen bag or retail box. So the package goes inside. That's shelf ready, but you can't post that. It's going to have something a bit stronger to protect the biscuits or the cookies. E-commerce boxes. That one fits through your letterbox. These come in tons of sizes. You can get them in custom sizes, you can get them any size. You can print it with your brand, your logo on it. These come flat pack. Fold them up, tear off the sticky tip, stick it down. Very simple, very easy to use. That'll hold lots of cookies. If you're going to sell into retail, it's a different thing. What I'm going to talk about is the packaging that goes inside the boxes. I'll do a different video for retail packaging. Retail is going to be a brown box, but there are specifications for the label that has to go on there. There's also, you can't use just any packaging, any kind of protection material inside these. There's different regulations for that, or different requirements from retailers. So we'll have a quick look at packaging material. Bubble wrap. Everybody knows bubble wrap. It's fun to play with. It's not very eco-friendly. It's not that cheap when you get into buying it in volume. It takes a lot of space, but it does protect the biscuits very well, so it does work. But it's not always favourite option. But it's handy for wrapping, just because it'll form to any shape and size of box. So good for small spaces as well as quite large spaces. Pillow fills. I like pillow fills. They're good for filling large spaces. So they come with a machine that makes these. Inject the air into it, seals it, and they have a perforated edge, so you can tear off as many or as few as you need. If the box gets squashed, it pops. They're good in that they fill a lot of space very quickly. They're bad in that once they pop, that's it, they've gone. So if a lorry or a box gets dropped and the bottom 3 bags go, that's it, they've gone once. The box can't be dropped again. Your protection is all gone, you're reduced to that. The other downside is it says on them that they are recyclable. So there's different ones. That's EnviroFill, is it? EnviroPack? EnviroFiller, fully recyclable. Geotech, recycled film, 95% recycled material, 100% recyclable. Where I live, in Northern Ireland, it's not recyclable. It has to go in landfill. They won't accept it. They won't accept it in household bins, and they won't accept it to commercial waste either. So something to bear in mind if you're growing your business and you're getting into commercial waste and you're going to have large volumes of this, you can't put it in your household bin anymore. You may have to pay, like I do. You've got to pay to have your waste taken away, or you've got to pay to take it to your recycle centre. So yeah, it's recyclable, but depends where you live. Just ours don't accept any kind of flexible packaging. Paper. You probably get an Amazon box, you'll have got loads of this. It's just brown paper. It comes on a massive roll. You can buy stands for it and you can pull down the rolls, or desktop versions and you pull it off. Crinkle it up, tear it off, stick it in the box. It does work quite well. You can form it, fill holes, wrap it around the biscuits. It just looks like nothing. Which when you're buying general products is fine, but when you get a food product, it's got to be nicely presented. So if you get a box in the post and your products are wrapped like that, it doesn't look like much. It's nice in that it's recyclable. So if you have nice packaging, it's fine, and you can use it to fill spaces. It works well. If you get packaging from me, for example, you'll get any of these because I recycle all my packaging. Because recycle centres won't take it, I put it into my parcels to go out. The other thing you can look at is wood wool. So this stuff is great because it's fully compostable. It goes in what we call our brown bins. It goes into your food waste or garden waste bins. It's pure wool, or pure wood, so it's called wood wool. And it's lovely, it's soft, it's nice to work with, it's easy to use, fills any space, has lots of crush capacity, and provides decent protection. Downside is it's really messy. It's a torture to use. So every time you pull it apart and pull it out of the bale that it comes in, there's dust and there's bits raining off it, and my office is just covered in it. It's a torture. And the same happens at the other end. The customer opens the box, there's all bits of this coming everywhere. So it's nice, but it is a pain. So it's a bit like packing chips. If you're familiar with the wee foam chips, I never use them, but for the same problem, they go everywhere, and the customer opens them and there's bits of stuff everywhere. It's a pain. But it's quite nice in that it is fully compostable. It's a natural material. The other thing you can do is a couple options is be a bit more creative. If you have any soft products, try and put them in the checkout as an upsell or cross sell at the point of sale, because things like hats, tea towels, anything soft, hamper type materials, it's got fabric, cuddly bears, anything at all, is going to become part of your packaging. And the other thing to look at is if you have local newspapers, is scrunch them up and put them in the box. So when people from other countries get a newspaper, even though it's scrunched up, they open them up and they look at it and they're quite interesting to see. So if you get a newspaper from China or Russia or wherever, I can't read a word of it, but it's interesting to see what's happening in other countries and see how their newspapers look, if you can still get newspapers. But you can use magazines, anything at all, but pick something that's relevant to your business or your territory, something that's going to be of interest to your target market. So there are creative things you can do to wrap your biscuits. But the key thing you're trying to do is protect your biscuits in 4 directions. So if I take this bag, particularly susceptible to being squished or crushed, pop it in a box. It's got to be protected in 4 directions, so you have to have enough packaging around it so that this box can be squished by all the other boxes that are going to sit on in the lorry. Then the vans, it's going to be bounced around, it's going to go on a conveyor belt, it's going to drop off the conveyor belt in the distribution centres. Somebody's going to pick it up and throw it to the next person to catch, and I've seen couriers pick up boxes and launch them to the far end of a warehouse into a massive pile of products, or to be caught by somebody, potentially. But the easy way to test, make sure your packaging is right before you send it, is make some biscuits, make some cookies, wrap them up, and put them in your box of choice. So the worst thing you can do to a biscuit is drop it on its end, drop it on its flat end. So in my case, I put them in these e-commerce boxes. They're packaged flat, the little linen bag goes on top, that gets wrapped up, and I post it to myself, and I see the biscuits survive. So I've posted these all over the world, and they arrive great. You may have to reformulate your ingredients, you may have to reformulate your cookies to make them slightly firmer, less crumbly, or softer, so that they have more flexibility in them. If they're really hard, really crumbly, crackers, for example, are the worst thing in the world to try and post. But if you can make your biscuits slightly firmer, it will survive better in the post. So you might have e-commerce biscuits, which is a slightly different recipe to say your retail biscuits. It depends how you want to progress your business. But easy way to test it, letterbox size, pop them in there and stick them through a letterbox and or drop them on their end. So here in the UK, your letterbox isn't always a box that it just sits in. It can be literally the letterbox in the door, so it goes through the bottom of the door or halfway up. So this goes through your letterbox at a metre off the floor, like 3 feet, goes through and drops on its end, and it's got to survive that. So if your biscuits survive that, they will survive most things. They're also quite stackable, because the biscuits are flat and solid, it's hard to break them. But yeah, you got to test it, you got to try the packaging that's right for you. So you're looking for something that's soft, provides good protection, fills your size of boxes, and will survive in the post, and that your customers will like, and that you can use in your office or your distribution space. So a few things to think about. Trial and error with most of them. Try them out and see what you like and see what works for you.